Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're talking about fonts and how they can elevate your filmmaking. You can use fonts to make a nice cinematic title, you can use them to, say, subscribe for example, or use it as a lower third for name and job description for example. Those fonts that you see in cinema or on big billboards are usually pretty pricey when it comes to licensing, so therefore I'll show you today 10 fonts which are free to use in commercial and personal projects. And it doesn't matter if you use them in digital or print media. Fonts that we describe as cinematic are usually made of thin letters and a wide kerning. Sometimes those can be a little impractical if you want to fit more information on the screen but do not have enough real estate. For instance, if you do an interview and want to say name plus job description. Alright, let's not waste any more time and get started. Let's start with Raleway. This is a great font for titles, especially if you keep it on the thinner and wider kerning side. What I like about it is that it's still a sorcery font, even though it has a pretty soft overall look. Let's continue with Montserrat, which looks absolutely amazing if you use it with bold big letters and a small kerning, and especially if you just use the outline. Next up, Bebas Neue, which is amazing for those lower thirds to pack a lot of information on the screen, as the letters are pretty tall but not too wide. And to give you a second option for those lower thirds, I'll also present you Oswald, if you do not like Bebas Neue. So those were the fonts which you can basically use for any project. Let's continue with Amatic SC. This is a really playful font, which is amazing for vlogs in my opinion, as it's just more like casual and you can animate it in After Effects to get the scribble effect, and it's just really good for titles like New York or July 17th. Another pretty similar font is Kalam, which is a little bolder and a little bit less playful, but still amazing for vlogs. Next up we've got Tangerine, which is amazing for weddings in my opinion. You can write the names or the date, and it just looks awesome. If you want a serif font, I've got crimson text for you, but still looks pretty clean. And not as stylized as Bona Nova, which is our next font. This one looks like an old newspaper and maybe good for vlogs as well, or some more stylized videos. Maybe for titles, if you talk about the past and have a nice 3:4 aspect ratio, grain filters and all that good stuff. To sum this list up, we've got Fredericka, which has those nice little sketchy lines within the letters, which can be used for vlogs or other stylized content. Now I'll just show you how to install those fonts and use them in your next project. First of all, head down to the description and click on the font you want to download. On this page you can play around with the font and see all the styles that are available. And once you're ready, you can just download the font. Once the download is finished, you can open the zip file with 7-zip or any similar program. I'll also leave a link down below in the description for 7-zip. Just right click the zip file and extract it. Now just click on the first file, hold down Shift and click on the last TTF file. Right click and install. Now we can head to the editing software of your choice, for me it's Premiere Pro, and use the font. Alright, so just open a sequence with 2 clips, one for the title and one for the lower thirds. And let's get started. Just click on the text tool and then somewhere on the screen and write something like cinematic. Then in the effect controls panel we can click on the expand symbol and choose another font, like Raleway, thin. Then let's just make it a little bit bigger, something like this. Now we can just increase the kerning over here. And that's how we make a title. We could even say we make this even smaller, like 150. And the kerning to something like 700, even more, which looks pretty nice as well. Yo, what's up? Editing Jonas here real quick. I just wanted to show you that there are actually 2 options to snap text boxes into place. In general, just grab the whole thing and drag it until you can see the guidelines. Now if we try to center it, there are 2 options. The first one centers the whole text box and the second one centers the actual letters. We always need the second one, as this is not centered. This is centered. I just wanted to show this to you real quick so you won't make the same mistake as I did on a reel I made a few weeks back. Alright, back to the video. Next up we've got the talking head part, which is similar to an interview. You can just click again, write something like this. Let's change the font to something like Bebas Neue, maybe a little bit more, like 25. Let's make another text field for the job title. And let's change the size to something a little bit smaller. Alright, so now we've got ourselves a nice lower thirds. Let's play this in full resolution. Now we could use motion graphics to increase the production value even more, but that's a topic for another video. Once again, all the download links can be found down in the description, and while you're on the way down there, smash the like button for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell to get notified when I upload the next video. Write down in the comments what's your favorite font, and let me know what you want to see next. Have a nice weekend, get creative, and I'll see you on Tuesday. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Like the button, subscribe the button, and bell the button.